All right, guys, welcome to video 3 of the Eberlestock EMOD tutorial series. In this video, we're going to take a look at the packs that integrate with the mainframe. In video 2, I already introduced the mainframe, and in the first video, I introduced EMOD as a whole. In the next video, we'll talk about how these packs can integrate with each other, because in a lot of these cases, you can run 2 or 3 of these packs at the same time. We'll talk about that more in video 4. So starting with the first pack right here, I've got our SuperSpike duffel sitting on top of our mainframe. I mentioned that the mainframe uses a combination of zippers and buckles. In this case, the SuperSpike is going to attach using only the zippers, and some of these other packs will use both. I've already got the first side zipped on just to save me some time. And you guys can see how quickly I can attach the SuperSpike duffel. So SuperSpike duffel is now attached to the mainframe. I can take my compression straps that come with the mainframe, and I can hook up all 3 of them, and I can compress this pack down as much as I need to. Now, I'm not gonna run through all 3 compression straps, but you can see how that would work to keep it tight and fit to the body. If I wanna go ahead and exchange this SuperSpike duffel with another pack, I'm gonna show you how quickly we can do that. In this case, this might be a good option for when you're out camping or something like that, where you don't necessarily need to haul meat or a significant load. You just need a good pack that can carry a good amount of stuff. Let's say that I'm back to my garage, I'm back to my house, whatever, and next week I'm going on a rafting trip. I'm gonna switch from my SuperSpike duffel to my J2DB dry bag. That's a 65-liter dry bag that we sell. And again, you guys can see how quickly I can take off my SuperSpike, pick up my dry bag, and in almost no time at all, I'm gonna go ahead and switch my system entirely. Now again, this is the real value of the Eberlestock Modular System. Now the mainframe itself is an excellent meat hauler, but we know that a lot of our customers do a lot more than just hunt. So in the off season or on the weekends or whatever, when you've got other stuff going on, you can see how quickly you can transition from one system to another. So the SuperSpike duffel and the J2DB dry bag, these are both simple like load haulers, right? They're just bags that you can throw your stuff in and roll. These straps can be used to keep the gear compressed tight to the frame. Setting that aside, I'm gonna get into the first hunting system, which is gonna be our Batwings. So our Batwings are sold individually, but we recommend buying them as a pair. You're gonna see that there's zippers on both sides of the Batwings, but they're ambidextrous, which means that either one of these can be left or right. They'll zip together either way. Again, this system is meant to be as versatile as possible. So I simply zip them together like that. I now have my Batwings that I'm gonna zip each to either side of the frame. There went one side, and here goes my other. So I've now got my Batwings on there. I'm gonna wanna run my compression straps around the outside to keep that tight. And where this really works well as a hunting system is where I can go from this configuration, as you see here, where I would obviously want all 3 of my compression straps around the outside. We go from this system right here where I'm actively hunting. I now have something down on the ground and I'm ready to haul out meat. All I need to do is open up my compression straps, get them out of the way for a second, unzip my Batwings in the middle. I'm gonna open that up, and that's where I can now start putting quarters or extra gear or whatever I want into the middle here. Once I have a quarter on the outside of it, I can then take this compression strap, run it back around the outside of everything, and it'll be secure. So I'm gonna grab my nifty elk quarter here from Pack Out Strong. You guys can check these guys out if you want to train in the off season or something like that. It's gonna represent my elk quarter here. I'm now placing my elk quarter on the shelf, which is super convenient. And I've got my Batwings on either side, and I can take my compression straps and run them all the way around the outside. So I'll do 1 and 2 to show you guys what this will look like. I won't do the third because I'm gonna show you a couple different options here. But once I get my 3 compression straps around, you can see how clean and easy that sits in there. You can tighten that down to your liking. It's gonna be super secure. Now, one thing we get asked about a lot is sometimes what is in these Batwings, people will want to wrench down on with the compression straps, or they want to carry 2 quarters. And so these straps aren't long enough. You have a couple options. In the last video, I mentioned that there are extension straps, but another option is to get these Batwings out of the way. So I'm gonna undo my compression straps. I'm gonna lay this back down and show you guys another way of doing this. Another option is to take my Batwings off completely. And I'm gonna zip them back together in the middle. Once I have them zipped back together in the middle, I'm gonna set them aside for a second. And I'm gonna put my elk quarter back on. Once I have this back on, you guys will see on the back of these Batwings, we have MOLLE tabs. And what this allows me to do is to run my compression strap. See if I can do this. Through these MOLLE tabs. I'm not gonna do all of them again to save a little bit of time, but I run it through all 4 of those. Throw my compression strap across my elk quarter and tighten that down. Again, I'm only gonna show you guys one here. You can see if I were to do that on all 3 of them, my Batwings can now ride on the outside of the elk quarter. If I wanted to, for some reason, I can still unzip these and I would be able to move that to that side and that to that side. But instead of that compression strap, or all 3 of them having to go around the outside of my Batwing, I can move it to the back of the Batwing. The Batwing will sit on the side, or again, I can bring them back together to the middle, keep them zipped together. You can configure them however you want. So this is something that's super convenient. This is my personal recommendation for how to run it, is to leave it zipped together in the middle, bring it to the outside of the quarter, keep your profile as small as possible so that when you're breaking through brush or going by trees and stuff, you're not wider than you need to be, but you have multiple options there. All right, guys, now we're gonna talk about the Vapor series and how it integrates with the Mainframe. To get started, depending on when you watch this video, we may or may not be selling the Vapor 7500. It is being discontinued. And so for this video alone, we're gonna talk about the Vapor 2500 and the Vapor 5000. I'm only gonna zip on the Vapor 2500. We'll talk about the 2 packs individually, but they both zip on the same way. So the same way that the other packs in this video have, I'm gonna quickly throw it on top of my Mainframe, get my zippers going here. You see that in just a few seconds, I've got my Vapor hooked up. So the same way that the SuperSpike duffel, the dry bag, and the Batwings hooked up, I'm doing the same thing here with my Vapor. You can see how quickly you can transition from one setup to another. Now that the Vapor is on the Mainframe, I've got my 3 compression straps hanging off here. These are the compression straps that come with your Mainframe when you purchase it. I can now run these straps around the entire outside of the pack, buckle to the other side, and start compressing this down. I also can more or less get rid of these for now, put them in the front pocket of my Vapor if I like, and stash them for later, because the Vapor has its own buckle system and all buckles in the EMOD system are compatible. So you'll see that I've got the buckle that comes with my Vapor sitting right here, and the buckle that comes with my Mainframe sitting right here. I can attach the strap from my Vapor straight to my Mainframe and lock that down just as tight as it would be any other way. So I'm gonna get rid of these for right now, and I'm gonna attach directly to the Mainframe. There's no reason you have to do this piece, but I do think that this is the way to lock it down the tightest to the frame. It's gonna give you the most comfort while you're walking with it. We'll talk about the Vapor 2500 real quick, then we'll talk about the Vapor 5000, and then we'll show how these packs are super modular when you're hauling out meat in a hunting situation. Get my strap back out of here. So the Vapor 2500 is gonna be a front load only. So you'll see the zippers come from the top. This is how I get into my pack. On the Vapor 5000, we're gonna have a roll top that I'll look at in a second here. You've got stretchable water bottle side pockets on these, and then you've got a stretchable front pocket for accessories, which is where I was throwing my straps. It's a great place to put them. Vapor 2500 is right around 1.5 pounds. The Vapor 5000 is right around 2 pounds, and you can check out the website for more specific specs on those things. Looking at the Vapor 5000, again, very similar build with a stretchable front pocket, stretchable side water bottle pockets. The main difference here is that the Vapor 5000 is gonna be a roll top pack. So if you're not using the entire capacity of the pack, you can roll this roll top down, or you can roll it out to get more capacity out of your pack. Then you've also got a top load and front load access with the Vapor 5000. And so if I'm out hunting now at this point, and I've got a bull or a deer on the ground, and I'm ready to start hauling out meat, the best way to get started is to simply unzip one side of the Vapor. Unzip my other side, and I now have my bare frame. I'm gonna take my quarter, my pack out strong quarter here. I'm gonna lay it straight down. I'm gonna drop my vapor on top. And again, this is where having these buckles that are interchangeable becomes super helpful, because instead of having to run my compression straps that come with my mainframe around the entire outside, I can either buckle the vapor strap directly to the mainframe, which I would do with all three of these to make sure that it's good and tight. So I'm gonna loosen that up. And again, you can see I've got buckle to buckle on the vapor, but I can go buckle to buckle on the mainframe. And then I'll do my third one here. I would do that on both sides. I'm only gonna do the one for right now. Then my vapor is now what's compressing my meat against the back of the frame. All right, we're now gonna take a look at what we call the double buckle system with the vapor in the mainframe. It's really simple. I'm gonna walk all the way through it and I'll walk through it again. But the way this works is the female buckle that comes on your vapor, all 6 of these buckles, 3 on either side, are what we call a field repair buckle, and they have a factory cut notch in them that allows them to be taken off of the webbing loop and moved to the mainframe. The reason that I would want to do this is what I just showed you is taking the male buckle from your vapor and going directly to the mainframe. This works great, and if that's how you want to do it, there's no reason to change it, but that gives you 6 total points of attachment, 3 on either side. What I'm going to show you now allows you to take the compression straps that come with your mainframe, run that directly around your quarter, as you see it here, and still leave 3 available buckles on either side, which allows you to buckle your vapor directly to it. That's gonna give you 6 points of attachment on either side, 12 total, and it's also just a much more stable way to hold meat against the frame. So again, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my factory cut field repairs off of my vapor. As you see here, that's gonna be the females. I'm gonna take them off. It helps if you have needle nose pliers, but they're not necessary. Take that off, and I'm gonna move it to the webbing loop that is already holding the buckle with my mainframe. Now the mainframe female buckles are not factory cut field repairs. You can't take those ones off, but you can add a second to it. So I'm gonna take it from my vapor, I'm gonna add it to my mainframe, and it's gonna give me 2 female buckles in one place as you see it here. And then I'm gonna take my 3 compression straps that came with my mainframe, go directly around my quarter and buckle into the inside or the first buckle, which then allows me to take my vapor, drop that on top, and still connect the male buckles with my vapor or from my vapor directly to that second open female buckle that's in that place. And that is what's gonna allow me to have those 6 total buckles holding this meat in place. I've got the compression straps run directly over the meat. Then on top of that, I have the vapor. So this is extremely solid. This is extremely tight, and that meat isn't gonna move around anywhere in there. All right, so that was video 3 of this series, the Eberlestock Modular tutorial series. What I just showed you guys was the 5 different packs that will go onto the mainframe that really make up the base of the series. Now in video 4, I'm gonna look at how the vapor can go with the Batwings and how the Batwings can go with the dry bag and how the dry bag can go with the vapor. There's a ton of different options there. And so make sure that you watch part 4, which is coming up right now. I'm gonna look at how all of these things can integrate and how by adding just one piece of your Eberlestock modular system, you can multiply the combinations of pack configurations that you get out of the system.